tower in the upright could be in trouble on this full moon.
Call it a result of your poor decisions, naive actions you take towards your very own people, you cowards.
Excellent. Welcome everybody to another episode of Shattering the Illusion of False Power. It's me, your guy, Kimberly Epphones Hunter the Third, and I'm coming back at you with a new episode. I created this psychology series based on psychological warfare, where I take subjects in various different aspects of my life who are narcissistic energy vampires, menaces, sometimes toxic rodents, and people who should be behind bars or medicated, but go around roaming the earth as if nothing is wrong, and they accountability shift and blame shame in order to make you a villain in their story due to their unjustified daily attacks against you and unfair and unproven methods to scapegoating innocent people. Because I understood this injustice, I knew that I couldn't sit back and just let people shit all over me and destroy my life, even if they've already stolen a lot from me and done a lot to come against me already. So I created this series, Shattering the Illusion of False Power, in order to give something back to other people who are under the unfair and unjustified attacks of narcissistic energy vampires and abusers, just to give something back to people who never had a voice, as I defend myself in the process. So the series is created from Kimberly Epphones' cookbook. It's a 5-step framework consisting of clapbacks, poetic justice, psychological warfare, self-sabotage, and comparison. Man, that's some good ice cream. And I'll tell you, that air conditioning, top notch, baby. Absolutely stellar. Man, am I blessed. That's the air-conditioned state of freedom. But let's get into the poetic justice regarding narcissistic energy vampires who refuse to leave you alone, but they end up either destroying themselves through process of elimination, or they just were built with a self-destruction button, and it gets to the point where they become so narcissistic and so ego-driven that their emotions override their ability to make calculated, rational decisions based under pressure and conflict. But conflict is what they love, and conflict is what they require, right? Let's have some fun, everybody. Poetic justice. Poetic justice. So the poetic justice is when two opposite groups who are hating on you all the time, and their common goal is to fuck you over even though you do nothing wrong to them, and they want to fuck you over because they do it for sport and they love it, even though you've never done anything wrong to them. There are other situations where they get so many people involved that they end up either taking themselves down, or they help another group who's also hating on you help take them down. And you don't have to do anything, but that's the form of poetic justice that the universe hands you. When the universe listens to injustices, understands the lies told on you in order to get people to come against you when you don't do anything to them. But their burdens are theirs to carry as always. But let's have some fun, alright? Let's have some fun. As much as it feels great to blame shame and blame everybody else for your problems, sometimes you're the very source of your own problems. Now in my case, if I'm not fucking with anybody and I'm not going out of my way to find problems, but somebody's fucking with me, they can't blame me for them fucking with me. That's on them. They create their own problems and their burdens are theirs to carry. But when you're the one causing them, you have nobody to blame but yourself. In this case, fucking me over and making me endure your daily bullshit, which I always reject, and I don't play the victim. I only teach people who watch this course to become the masters of their own lives, and defend themselves and remain in their power at all costs. So I'm not going to accept the burdens of somebody else's bullshit, but here's where it gets interesting. Just watch how poetic justice plays out against the very source of the problem, who creates additional problems. Not just for you, but for everybody. They create problems for people who associate with their crew. They create problems for people who are also against you, but because they get other people involved, they end up taking themselves down. And they help other people in specific situations take themselves down because they're built with like a self-destruction button in some cases, depending on the severity of the narcissist. Now remember, it's not just you who they're causing shit and problems for. They create problems for their crew, and everything they touch turns to slime. They create problems for everybody around them, their communities, their co-workers, their companies. Everything they touch turns to slime. And it's like a pea-brain narcissist requires it. They love like toxicity and war so much that they require it, but then it becomes them and it consumes them. And in many cases, they don't make it. So what you do is you take no action at all. The universe hears their lies and sees the injustices placed on you. It's not fair, but watch how poetic justice plays out. Now watch how one group will destroy the other, who maybe don't like you any more than the person who's causing the problem. And you can't exactly say that they're an ally, but just watch what happens, because the most slimy energy in the room either takes themselves down via their own free will, or they just help out one of their own opponents, pretty much write their own obituaries. Even though I wouldn't wish it on anybody, you know. I really hate conflict and I love peace, but somebody thought because I'm not a toxic and weird low vibrational energy like they were, that my desire for peace was a form of weakness. And even though I don't cause problems and all I do is do my own thing on the internet, they saw it as a sense of entitlement to attack me based on the fact that I'm a peaceful person, I don't thrive in conflict, and I don't like causing problems for people or fucking with people. And they thought that made me weak, and it gave them a sense of entitlement regarding me. Man, were they wrong, but hey man, that air conditioning feels nice, doesn't it? I must be living like a carefree, simple life, and it's just easy street for me, because if I have that great air conditioning with this fantastic ice cream that's in the freezer, life just must be good and easy for me. I must not have any issues at all. But either you're saying that to yourself, knowing damn well it's a lie, or you're energy projecting due to being like, I don't know if you're like a prostitute or something. I'm not one to judge. Who knows what you are or who you are. Enjoy your burdens, but be careful what you wish for others, okay? Because when you prey on others' downfall, it may become your very own reality. And that's a thing in poetic justice, where it's not that I take action against you, it's that the universe hears the injustice, the lies you discuss about other people, and they hear the unjustified burdens, the accountability shift, and the blame shaming. And when the universe hears all that, it will hold you accountable for the injustice and for being a baby who's unable to strategize your own problems which you created. So you try to blame shame and accountability shift. But we do not accept your burdens. As always, your burdens are yours to carry. And happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday. Hey, Merry Christmas. Okay, bye. Bye. Man, that's some good ice cream. That air conditioning is absolutely stellar. Life is great.